Moments after the first couple states were called in the election, Trump was asked if he'd accept the results, and he said something that was so unlike him that I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. He said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'll accept them. It doesn't look like there's going to be any fraud." He said that at the beginning of the night, before the votes were counted, right? And that comment is nothing like anything he's ever said in the past decade, really, And it made me think about how in the past few weeks, he stopped trying to appeal to new voters. He stopped focusing on battleground states, and he started focusing on Democratic strongholds like New York and California, as if working the battleground states was somehow not all that important to him. This led me to think about how he had zero ground game, while Harris had an amazing ground game. He stopped doing most interviews, he stopped doing debates, and he did crazy stunts like that McDonald's thing and the garbage truck thing. He said the most outrageously stupid, unhinged things that didn't make any sense whatsoever. He became more racist and more misogynistic, more threatening. He pushed away the female vote. He pushed away the Hispanic vote. He pushed away the Haitian vote. He pushed away the Republican vote. And he never had the black vote. And since the last election, everyone knows that he's a rapist and a fraud and a con man and a felon. And he's going to go to jail if he doesn't win. He's the biggest liar that the world has ever known. And we all know it. Left, right, or center, we all know it. And he's not exactly picking up new supporters. He's just losing them, right? He's a treasonist and a fascist and a wannabe dictator that tried to overthrow the government, and he failed. But here's the thing. He learned something that last time. He learned that once the votes are counted and you've been deemed the loser, it's damn near impossible to overturn the election. And do you remember that thing he said at Madison Square Garden? He said that he had a little secret that was going to have a big impact. Do you remember that? He looked absolutely giddy. There's a line in a Martin Scorsese film, Gangs in New York. Love that movie. And the line sits with me. And the line is this: remember the first rule of politics. The ballots don't make the results. The counters make the results. The counters. Keep counting. Then I remembered the Elon Musk interview with Tucker Carlson. Elon said something like, "If Trump doesn't win, I'll go to prison." You remember that? And he made it sound like he's going to go there for a long time. But why would Elon go to prison if Trump didn't win? That didn't really make any sense. Is it because he is talking to Putin? Well, maybe, but why was he even talking to Putin? The only reason that I can come up with that he'd be talking to Putin is because he wanted to help Trump win the election through any means necessary, right? And then I think about Elon's companies, the self-driving cars, the robots, the spaceships, the artificial intelligence technology. Is it really a stretch for the richest man on earth with endless money and endless resources to have the ability to obtain a couple voting machines so he can analyze them and figure out how to manipulate them without touching them? Is that really a stretch? Think about this. I saw Harris's support being off the charts while Trump's was in a free fall. And women came out to vote. They came out in numbers. So what's more likely? That women stood in line for hours to vote against their own rights? Or that Trump tried to overturn the election through any means necessary because he's going to go to prison? The one thing that I know for sure is that Trump said it didn't look like there was going to be any fraud. And he said that before the votes were counted. And I've never heard him say a truthful thing in his whole life.